All right, we're back. I'm gonna try to make some more progress on this project. Hopefully we can get it mostly knocked out. So we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rouse Man. 1650 of sadness, but we're slowly making it not sadness. And I brought some more stuff that we can continue on our way. They have moved that case. I don't think I've ever seen it move, so that's pretty cool. But at any rate, we're gonna clean this valve cover up and try to put the gasket on. However, this being the cast iron style like it is, there's no ledge to clamp on, so we're gonna have to just stick it to it and then try to gently set it down and just let it sit there a little bit, you know. It'd be ideal if you had like a big metal table you could set it on. But in this particular setting, I'm gonna have to just try to put it right back on and hope I don't mess it up. So, yeah. But it will be nice to get this totally sealed up again. There's lots of activity here today. Somebody's mowing the grass, somebody's spreading manure. A lot of stuff happening. Well, I think the tractor side is pretty darn clean. I'll wipe it off, of course, again before we set that down. But the main problem of why I couldn't do this last time was the little remnants of orange silicone stuck to this, and I hadn't brought a wire wheel, so I did today, so we should be able to get that off of there. I thought about taking it with me and cleaning it and having that glued on, but I didn't really want to leave this motor sitting open out here. So that's why I did what I did. This is probably going to take me a while, so I might as well shut you off. All right, I think we got her clean. Although that's always one of those things where every time you look at it, you'll probably decide you didn't. So, we're just got to do the best we can. Are we making a mess? Absolutely. Do you think it's what we need to be doing? Doubtful. Here's our very expensive gasket that better fit. So consequently, we probably should have test fit before doing this. Sometimes gaskets fit better one way than another, but we're not too smart. So it's spot on the back. The front has a little bit to be desired. I said, I would much rather have flipped this over on a metal table first. I don't like this front corner. I don't know. They didn't quite get that kosher, I don't think. And I don't think that's my fault, because it matches perfectly on the back. I got it propped up on the bolts. I wanna look at it before I set it down. I think it's good. I don't think we moved at all. We'll know though when it leaks profusely and they call and say, "What's the matter with you, you moron?" Oh boy. Oh, you son of a Knudsen. Well, that'll probably work, but it was hitting those bolt heads and the cutouts, and it shouldn't be doing that. It was just fine, but it's obviously going to have to. What it's doing is sticking in. It's sticking more in than it is out on that side, because it has to. It has no choice, because that won't go around that. I think it's under there though good. I mean, I don't think it's gonna, I think it'll be fine. We've been stupid before. It's nothing new. So now we're ready for the long, arduous process of bolting this down. Normally, I would suggest doing like you're supposed to and having copper washers. But if you're like me, sometimes you just use #2 Permatex. So that's what I'm gonna do. Also, the air cleaner goes on those too. So the two of them, we're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, do that thing. Don't go crazy with these either, because you will crack the valve cover. I've seen it. I've seen them cracked, and guys tried to fill them full of silicone to make them not that way. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If I put the air tube on, it's going to go like that. That'll be fine. That's a pretty big load. It didn't take him long to spread it though with that rig. I'm just going back and forth, tightening them evenly, you know, trying to make it the best it can. Put this air pipe back on. Between here and the carburetor. And I'm going to struggle. We'll tighten this back up. Probably tighten both ends up first, and then do this. This is obviously an earlier tractor because it's got that cast adapter instead of a tapered hose. And I don't know, but somebody said through the rumor mill that you couldn't get the tapered hose anymore, so you're luckier if you have this early style setup. Because I think every tractor on my place has the tapered hose. Okay, friends, I think I screwed up already. When we put that off of there, were these two underneath, and then there was a, watcha-me? You know, there were two more holding that down. I think there were. That would make more sense to me. I don't know why I did it that way. And how do I know that, you ask? Because I found these two laying on the opposite side of the tractor. This is also a risk of when you take many weeks to do something, sometimes you forget, especially when you're not too bright like me. I was thinking it didn't bolt directly to it, but instead of doing what I would normally do, I just went with it, and I was wrong. Remember when I put that on there for keeps? Yeah, I did a really good job. There's only one problem: I did it wrong. There. All right. Stupidity. Stupidity. Better. I also want to take that air filter out because I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to look like. We'll get a new one. That's the stuff I didn't remember to bring today, was oil and filter, and also air filter. We'll get that, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll be on the old downhill slide for a change in life. Now what are we gonna do you ask? Well, this pipe is obnoxiously long, like way too much. So what I'm gonna do is set the hood on. We're gonna make a mark, and then I'm gonna bandsaw it off a little bit so that when we put the muffler on, that I bought them brand new, it's not sticking way up in the air inappropriately, because I think that looks stupid, and also it's gonna, you know, potentially catch something. Less is more, is what I'm saying. But in order to get an accurate deal, we're gonna have to put the hood on and then take it off again, but such is life. We're gonna do this right, see? That we get to take it right back off again. Something ain't right here, is it? But what we want to be able to do is we want the clamp to be right under the hood. And so we need to saw off, actually probably just flush with the hood. I'm a little proud of it, I think, is what I usually have on mine. And if we do that, we might have to take the hood back off. So we'll wait to take the hood back off, is what I'm saying. Let's make our way out here to the Super Cheap Super Duty as I walk through a spider web. My blades are in the other side. I finally got some replacement blades from my old saw. Gotta put a band or a blade in the saw. And it's been a while. You shouldn't be able to screw this up, but you know, never underestimate the power of stupidity. This way. There. All right, that's more appropriate. This is how much we took off. Nice heavy wall pipe. But at any rate, that'll work. Now we need to put those plug wires on, and then also we need to try to sort out that temperature gauge situation. I guess that really wouldn't affect the hood being on at all, any of those operations, because I can take this off and get down in there, and you see the hood comes till here, so it's not going to gain me anymore. So I might as well put the hood back on and be done with that, you know. Then we could bolt our muffler solid, and she's that far. So I think that's what I'll do. Here. Well, that's better. That thing's bent, so it is what it is, but that's the right looking muffler to me, and spacing. So, good deal. We will now work on these plug wires. We'll change them out real quick. Also, I'm gonna pull that so I don't forget air filter. All right, as I was saying before the camera cut out, got the coil bolted back up, and one of the guys came out here a while ago and said, when you got time, do that Massey Ferguson tune up. You know, they tried to run it yesterday, I guess, and it wouldn't hardly run, so we'll be coming back to work on that. So I'll try to grab stuff for that in town too, or at least get it ordered. This, I got to get filters and oil and that stuff for him before I finally call this done. But I'm going to put these wires on. We'll test run it again, make sure it still runs smooth as silk, and then I'll be out of time for today. Got to go on the bus. So anyway, we'll come back and do the service job on it probably tomorrow, maybe tonight, I don't know. We'll see if I can get the stuff soon enough. And you don't necessarily have to watch all this, because you've seen it before, you know. You've seen me make wires before. I forgot grease. What a shocker. So we're just gonna use some spray lube, you know. What could go wrong? I'm sure all these materials are great electrical conductors. And again, you're asking yourself, why are you doing this? Those wires don't look that bad. Well, I think that I'd rather put the ones on that I know are not going to cause any more trouble, because I could just see after I go, the next thing that happens is the wires go bad because I didn't change those ever. Even though they may have been changed a few years ago, I'm still gonna make it good, you know. Because I know how it is when you're trying to get something done. You don't want to have a breakdown for something stupid, you know. So we're gonna try to leave it in the best shape we can. And that's all we can do, friends. That's all we can do, you know. If If it still don't want to play nice, why, we'll just have to address that problem whenever that happens. I'd hate to say how many sets of these wires I've made. But if it was like my tandem truck, you know, somebody made them, but they didn't really make them very good because they didn't play nice. And that's annoying when you have that problem. That little Massey, I noticed it has electrical tape on, so it's definitely getting some wires. All right, that's done. And so I think the only thing left to do here is just go ahead and fire it up one more time and make sure it's running good still. And then in the next one, we will finish her up, bring it home. I'll get filters to change. We will get an air filter, and then we'll put the sheet metal back on and go again. And we'll work on that temperature gauge. Let's give it some choke, maybe. Sounds good. Yep. She's running open hole now, so we're gonna get that air filter. All right. So, we've made some improvements. We're just darn near ready to call her done, but not quite. We'll get that stuff we need, oil, filters, and he said he didn't have any on hand. I talked to him a while ago. But we will get that stuff, change that oil, and then, because we should have done that last time with the chunkies in it, probably, but from that governor, but he didn't want to take the time to do that right then, so we'll do it now. We'll do that, put the sheet metal back on, and that one should be done then. So, yeah, I think we saved its life one more time. And the next one, we'll get all that stuff wrapped up, sheet metal on, mess with that temperature gauge, which I think is in the dash, all the trouble with it. And then we will take her on a test lap, but I think we're good to go. So that is where I'll leave this one. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.